So after the previous testing videos, I've had plenty of requests to test the Metabo HPT, the Craftsman, Bosch, and we're also going to take another look at a Amazon special here and see what happens. So to get some basic speed testing, got the white lightning here like the previous videos. We're going to go ahead and do this on high here first. So I did this for each one on high and low again. I'm not going to make you watch every single one of these. You kind of get the point, but I wanted to get the dispense time for how fast you can push that 10-ounce tube out and of course how slow. So looking at the data from that test, the Metabo HPT had dispense speeds actually kind of near the Makita there, pretty quick. And then on high, 3 minutes. Craftsman almost in that mid-range of 20 seconds on high and 3.5 on low. Bosch 26 with 5 minutes 24 seconds on low. And the worst here, of course, is that Amazon buy with 43 seconds on high and 2 minutes and 22 seconds on low. All right, let's get the pile caulk here out of the way and we'll do some pressure testing. So we got the Bosch here up first on low with the 4 amp hour battery. Just like the dispensing test, I ran this on high and low. And then I took that PSI and calculated it for the area there, of course, of the cylinder. And that gave us the inch-pounds of force. Craftsman on high 2 amp hour battery. But here things were a little shocking when we actually got to the Metabo HPT. Low, you know, it did okay. And then when I tested it in high speed, well, here's what happened. Well, the Metabo, and now we can't actually even back off the release. Definitely did not see that one coming at all. 2 amp hour on high. So the Amazon buy, of course, what you would expect there on the low end for force. Then that failed Metabo HPT, which was pretty close to what they claimed right before it failed. Now, what is a little bit surprising here is the Craftsman coming in near the top, but having a price here of $59. And then the Bosch coming in third claimed inch-pounds of 790. I actually seen 919 at the max on high. So yeah, the Metabo failed. Flow-wise was quite similar to the Makita's. Now it is made in China. Speed adjustment here on the front with your trigger right below, which is variable speed. So it does have anti-drip. Once you let off that trigger, the plunger assembly comes back. To disengage that plunger, there is a trigger on the side, so you need to hit this, pull it all the way back when exchanging the cartridge. Now the belt clip on this is interesting. Yeah, it's designed to hang this from a rafter, something like that. 360 swivel. You've seen the detach I had to do because there was still pressure on the mechanism even after the failure here. If you have one of these, let us know below your experience with it. Now, I would be curious if you've ran some of that anchoring adhesive through it. Those cartridges typically take a lot of force. I definitely was surprised by this failure. maybe I just got a defect here. I did just buy it, so I could return it, or I could go the warranty route. I may just return it, and farther on down the road, we may pick another one up and try it again. The Amazon kit buy, 100 bucks. It did do okay. One thing to note, it comes with this small assortment of accessories here. It is light and compact. Pretty slow charger though, keep that in mind, because this has just that pin style plug in there. They do offer a regular charger, but with this kit you just get that cheap style charger that plugs into the port. But it has a battery indicator on the front. You have speed adjustment here on top. That's push button with LEDs. The holder is fixed, but it is made out of steel. And to remove it, it's a simple pull back on the button, turn it 90 degrees, and you can pull it right off. Your trigger, and above your trigger is the rod release trigger. But something that the others don't have is if you push this button on the front, you've got quite the LED to get in there and see what you're actually doing. I'm actually kind of surprised none of the other caulk guns have this. If there's one takeaway from this, it would definitely be the LED lights on the front. But overall, I probably wouldn't recommend this just because of the platform. To me, you want to buy into something you can expand. Bosch. Now, this is interesting because you cannot buy this current configuration here in the United States. You can get the same motor unit with a 29-ounce setup, or you can get this with a sausage tube, which also takes your 10-ounce cartridges. The UK and Europe, you can get your hands on this unit, which only accepts the 10-ounce cartridges. And I do definitely like this holder. You can drop a cartridge in there, and you can see it's holding it in place without having to do anything else. Then on the bottom, you have your unlock for the plunger rod. Pull that, you can slide it forward. On the back, we have that speed adjustment. Below the trigger, you do have a trigger lock. The trigger is variable speed. And you have that anti-drip feature where it pulls back the rod there after you let go of the trigger. Definitely quite pricey at $390. Now, last but not least, we do have the Craftsman. Overall, quite impressive for the money. Has a rafter hanging hook on top. Speed adjustment there on the back. Now, it will come with some drawbacks versus the higher priced caulk guns. One, it's a fixed trigger, so whatever you set the speed back here for, that's what it's going to do. Two, you have no active anti-drip. When you let off the trigger, basically it does disengage the rod, but it will not retract the rod using the motor. You do have a 360-degree swivel. So here you have it. Shocked by the Metabo. I personally would probably stay away from it. I need to test another one at some point. Cheap Amazon buy. It does work. I will give it that. I do like the LED function here on the front. But if you ever want to expand a line or something like that, I don't think this is something you want to go with. If you're looking for just a cordless caulk gun and that's it, sure. The Bosch, plain and simple, seems to be a nice caulk gun. You just got to ask the Germans, why don't you sell this in North America? Seems like it would fit the market. Most common caulk tube here is 10 ounces. So from all the caulk guns I've tested, I think the Craftsman here is definitely the best value at $59. With middle of the road dispense times and also maximum force. I really don't think you can go wrong here for the price. With that, here's an overall spec table. If you're curious about cost, warranty, weight, stuff like that. And like normal, I'll leave the links below. Let us know your experience with any of these that I've tested. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.